Once upon a time, in a land called Uz, there lived a man named Job. Job loved God more than anything else. He prayed every day and always tried to do what was right. God had blessed him with a wonderful life. Job had 7 sons and 3 daughters who loved to gather for feasts. He owned thousands of animals, sheep, camels, oxen, and donkeys. People looked up to Job because he was kind, wise, and faithful. Job often prayed for his children, asking God to keep them safe. His heart was full of gratitude. Truly, Job's life was overflowing with blessings. But in heaven, Satan said to God, "Job only loves you because everything is going well. Take it all away, and he will curse you." God allowed Job to be tested but not destroyed. One terrible day, messengers ran to Job. One said, "Your oxen and donkeys were stolen." Another shouted, "Your sheep were burned by fire from the sky." Another cried, "Your camels were taken." And worst of all, one came weeping, "A great wind struck the house where your children were, and they are gone." Job fell to the ground, his heart broken. Yet he whispered, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Storms, fire, robbers on horses, Job tearing his robe, falling to the ground in grief. As if that was not enough, painful sores covered Job's body from head to toe. He sat on ashes, scraping his skin with broken pottery. His wife told him, "Curse God and die." But Job replied, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" Job's friends came to visit him. At first they sat silently for 7 days, because his suffering was so great. But then they began to argue. They said, "Job, you must have sinned. This is your fault." Job defended himself. "I don't understand why this is happening, but I know God is just." Job cried out to God with all his pain and questions. Finally, God spoke out of a mighty whirlwind. He asked Job, "Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Can you command the morning? Can you send lightning?" Job realized God's wisdom is greater than human wisdom. In awe and humility, Job said, "I know that you can do all things. No plan of yours can be stopped." Dust storm, Job scratching his skin, friends pointing fingers, whirlwind appears, thunder, Job covering his mouth in awe. God was pleased with Job's faith. He told Job's friends to repent and offer sacrifices, and Job prayed for them. God gave Job twice as much as before, more animals, more wealth, and a new family. His daughters were the most beautiful in all the land. Job lived 140 more years and saw his children and grandchildren grow. Job's story teaches us something powerful. Even when life is very hard, we can trust God. He is always in control, even when we don't understand. In the end, God brings hope and joy again. Bright sunrise, Job smiling with family. Fields full of animals, children running and laughing, Job raising hands in praise. Kids, Job's story reminds us trust God, no matter what. When life feels scary or unfair, we can pray and hold on to faith. God's love never changes, and He always has a plan. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Job 1:21. Though He slay me, yet will I trust Him. Job 13:15.